We've got coverage any place where there's an analyst, any place where there's financial statements, and we found that our models tend to work better the less widely followed a market is. So the S&P 500, you might have 60 analysts on Apple, they're all following news and company guidance. It's really hard to get an edge on a stock like that. But we've seen some local stocks here in South Africa. MPAC, this packaging company, was a good example. There's only 3 analysts. 2 of them revised their estimates within the past month or 2. One of them hasn't changed it in 8 or 9 months. The recent numbers are quite a bit higher, so it's not surprising actually that you'll see a positive surprise here because you've just got some stale information that's in that consensus. And we see that repeated throughout the world. The emerging markets tend to do better than the developed markets, and the frontier markets, if you can get in and out of these trades with reasonable transactions costs, actually have got a tremendous amount of ability to beat the benchmark in that case. So the overall trend is toward market efficiency. Wherever you are, markets are getting more efficient. And what that means is more information, and it means that it's harder to get an edge in the marketplace. So if you're in the US, you're trying to trade the S&P 500, you've got to have the latest estimates, all of the news, some of this down to milliseconds as it's coming in if you're doing high frequency trading. You have to be aware of maybe 10 or 20 different databases worth of information just to stay on top of what's really going on. Then you're searching for things that are going to be beyond that. If you go to some of the more developing markets, there's people who are, putting lines on charts using basic technical indicators. And, even a quantitative price momentum model does well in those places. Analyst revisions do even better. We see decile spreads in South Africa that the top stocks by our value momentum model versus the bottom stocks outperformed by 80%, which is just a tremendous amount of alpha. And that might be more like 12% or 18% in the US.